relatives. It can be done without a will.
Thank you so much for that information again. And let me just pause to say, if you are just joining the room, you are in the fireside chat with Dr. Janice. This is where we meet each Tuesday at this time, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's where we have those conversations. It's where we learn and it's where we grow. The fireside is all about building people and changing lives. We have been going for almost 2 years now, have brought in over 70 guests in here and have had many conversations that have helped people to change their lives. Tonight is one of those nights. And here with us is attorney at law, Kerry-Ann Duaney. She joins us to share with us her field of expertise as we go through this month, highlighting influential women who are making an impact in their field. And so my next question, Ms. Duaney, to you is, oftentimes, and I'm following up on the same line of questioning, because these are some of the most popular topics that we hear, particularly in the Caribbean.
Very topical.
Yes,
yes,
absolutely.
Certainly.
Oftentimes we hear of, someone taking charge of someone else's property by just paying the outstanding taxes. How is that? What's the process? Is that something legal? How can they just do that? So talk to us about that.
What you have hinted on is a legal term called adverse possession. The law in Jamaica particularly allows for unattended property to be accessed, to be owned, to be acquired by another person other than the titled or beneficial owner. If that titled or beneficial owner neglects property for 12 years or more. Say, for instance, Dr. Brooks, you left a property in Beverly Hills. You have not visited Jamaica in 30 years. You have not asked someone to oversee the property. You have neglected to pay the property taxes. You have not asked someone to build a fence. I am one of such persons. Anybody in Jamaica can access that property by start paying the property taxes for 12 consecutive years. On the 13th year, on the 12th year, at the end of payment for 12 years, I may make an application to the National Land Agency to access that property legally because you have neglected your property. After the process is complete and the necessary checks are done, the property can then be placed in my name. If you are a Jamaican national and the holder of property, titled or untitled, it is in your best interest to pay attention. Because there are many persons, I wouldn't say unscrupulous, there are many lucky persons out there who have acquired property by these means because of your neglect. Neglect comes about neglect can be countered by tying a goat, a cow, a horse, any animal to feed on that land. So if you tie a goat in the yard and that goat eats grass, you're tending to your property. If 2 years have passed and you did not do anything, you can break that succession or break that period of inoccupancy by building a fence. It means that you have tended to your yard or tended to your property. If you ask Mas Joe just take the property for 5 years and plant it up. You have tended to your property. You have to show that you have not neglected it for 12 years. So those are simple things that we can do to ensure that our property and our involvement in the property stays current. So even though you might be late with your payment of your taxes, once you are tending to it, have somebody overseeing the property, you are in good stead. But neglecting it for 12 consecutive years is a problem.
This is a serious game, Ms. Duaney. This is like a deep, serious game. Now I understand why my sister was told to try to build a fence around my father's property.
Yes.
This is a
Yes.
serious game.
Yes.
And this is why we are here, because we need persons to know these things so that when they know, they can act in accordance and do the correct thing. And I'm sure somebody has this question for you somewhere in the question and answer section, because we are going to have a question and answer section at the end of this session. Because I want to know where we go and get a list of those properties that are left out there so we can just start paying the taxes for them. But I'll take that later.